Firefighters were 30 seconds from a deadly flashover, calling Mayday in Oxford that no one answered. And tonight, we now know why.
Fire personnel, respond 604 Main Street, report of a structure fire.
It's confirmed, the entire first floor.
The call came in just after 2 a.m.
Structure, heavy fire showing from the front, second, third alarm.
January 2nd, Auburn Fire called in to assist the Oxford Fire Department.
2 o'clock in the morning, I immediately started thinking about, do we have people in the building? And I didn't see anyone outside.
Lieutenant Justin Brigham and firefighter Scott Davis of Auburn go inside to search.
The smoke was so thick, you couldn't see a hand in front of your face.
I knew time was tight. We were running on borrowed time.
You could hear the fire roaring up through the walls as we were searching in the room.
It was so hot and thick with smoke.
If there was a victim in there, it was not survivable. They would not be alive in those conditions.
A tight space, the heat mounting.
We need to get out of here. We need to turn around. We need to get out.
I don't know where we are. We're lost. We're disoriented.
Then it got worse.
Things got very quiet. Pressures changed. You could feel the pressure, kind of in your ears, and everything got muffled.
Hold on.
I broadcasted the Mayday, and there was no answer.
Looking for a wall to guide them out, they were crawling on their stomachs.
At this point, the heat had gotten hot enough that you couldn't get up like on your knees. I knew we were at that point in pre-flashover conditions.
Flashovers, unsurvivable.
Put my hand on the linoleum in the kitchen that we had just come out of, and the floor was melting. My glove kind of slipped and stuck to it.
And that's a sign of what?
I knew we had seconds.
Their masks were melting, designed to also warn of the flashover. A second call for help. Still, no answer. Seconds later, they find a window and dove out to safety. 30 seconds later, the flashover hit, flames engulfing what they would later learn was an empty apartment. This is Scott in the moments afterwards.
I stopped because that's when it kind of hit me that I almost didn't make it.
All of these people, when they come to work, families, I don't want to do something that's gonna die.
The NBC Boston investigators obtained a copy of the near-miss investigation. No one heard the Mayday calls because Lieutenant Brigham's Auburn radio had been knocked to another frequency and couldn't talk to the Oxford radios. Plus, an Oxford firefighter also could not communicate with dispatch. The report stating the use of 16-year-old radios for life safety purposes is unacceptable.
Your radios are 16 years old.
Yes.
That's pretty antiquated.
Yes.
Oxford Fire Chief Sherry Bemis.
And you've also asked for money repeatedly for new radios.
Yes. Since the Mayday, that has been addressed.
12 of 16 will be replaced in the next year. The chief has also repeatedly asked for more firefighters.
You have 13 full-time firefighters. How many should you have?
Between 22 and 24.
And over the years, she has asked for more officers. The near-miss report stating there was a lack of trained, experienced firefighters that night from Oxford. But for 2 firefighters from Auburn, training saved their lives.
And you guys are the example as to why never to let down on your training.
The training put us there, and training got us out of the situation.
Thank God for training.
Both Justin and Scott cheated death that night and continued to fight that fire for hours. Justin is using that night as part of training for all fire departments. The Oxford town planner confirms they're not only replacing the radios, but are adding 2 more officer positions, and they're looking to hire more firefighters. Karen Hensel, NBC Boston.